Yup. Yeah. Yeah. What up, my good people in the YouTube world and beyond? Y'all already know who it is, and you already know what it is, man. It's the Outlier B. We right back up at you cats with another video. How you guys doing today, man? It's Tuesday. Normally, my day to work from home. But we going in, y'all. We going in. My telecommute day. It normally is. But I'm going in, man. I'm going in. You know? Because I always tell you, just because I could, that don't necessarily mean I should, my people. Just because I could, that don't necessarily mean that I should. And I've been trying to extend that to other areas of my life, man. Other areas of my life, like finance and all of that other stuff. But we'll get a little bit into that later. The topic of this show is my research on, we would basically call it the origins of COVID. I'm going to tell you two separate things that I noticed. So one thing that I noticed, and we're not going to speak directly about the actual origins of where SARS-CoV-2 came from, but I'm going to speak about information and protecting yourself from information, y'all. Protecting yourself from information and how to basically see when somebody is BSing you and when somebody is telling you the truth, my people. These are things in life that I feel we definitely have to develop. Because even in my life, every single day, where I work, man, it's one of the craziest things, man. One of the craziest things. We just got a whole bunch of people who I call routers. I call these cats routers because in the work world, yo, I'm telling you, man, it's some BS. We're going to get into it, though. We got my boy Comic with Q. Say hello. What up, my boy? Comics with Q. How you feeling, man? You in the comedy? Are you in the comedy? You must be, because you have that comic in your username. I'm gonna tell you about two comedians who are from out here, my people. Matter of fact, I might extend it to three. I'm gonna extend it to three comedians, historic comedians, well-known comedians who are from right over here where we are from, my people. He said, I'm good. He said, yeah, I like comic books too. Okay, he like comic books too. I'm not that big into comic books. I don't know too much about comic books. I do watch some of those Marvel movies. I watch some of the DC movies, things like that. And when I was younger, I used to like to draw. So one of the first people who I used to like to draw was Ghost Rider from way back in the day. And I used to love the way his comics used to look, the artist behind creating Ghost Rider. I used to definitely take him and try to draw him when I was a kid. My boy Lucas came on and said $1,000 donated. You're hilarious, man. I know you ain't donating no money, but listen, bro, I'll take it. If you got a G, I'll definitely take it, my brother. I definitely take it. So yeah, since you have comics in your name, I'll tell you about some of the famous comics from where I'm from, Long Island, New York. And right now it is 4:37 out here in Freeport, New York, my people. Freeport, New York. This is a suburb of New York City. We're about 30 to 40 minutes away from Queens. You can actually have 1 foot in Long Island and another foot in Queens. That's how close we are to Queens. You also We about maybe an hour to 45 minutes away, or 45 minutes to an hour away from Manhattan. You can take the Long Island Railroad. You'll be over there on 34th Street, Penn Station, in about 35 to 40 minutes. You're there driving. Depending on the traffic, it might take you an hour. It might take you a little bit longer than an hour. But yeah, some of the famous comedians that we have out here in Long Island. Number one, I would have to say, he's from the town over from us, Roosevelt. I'm sure you guys heard of Roosevelt. It's really the town over from here, man. Or the village over. I shouldn't even say town because we all in the same town. But it's the village over. So you got the great legendary Eddie Murphy. He is from Roosevelt, New York, which is literally the town over from us. Funny coincidence is that Eddie Murphy and also Howard Stern, who I would say he is a comedian. I would say Howard Stern is a comedian too. He's a talk show host, but he's funny. He's definitely a funny guy. Well, he also went to Roosevelt High School. So shout out to that brother, Howard Stern. I think he's hilarious. He is somebody from Long Island who definitely put on from Long Island. So shout out to Howard Stern. Chuck D from Public Enemy, who went to Roosevelt High School. You got Dr. J, Julius Irving, another one who went to Roosevelt High School. And that's just Roosevelt, you feel me? I ain't extended to the Uniondales, where you got the Busta Rhymes, leaders of the new school. We got a few people from Uniondale also. We got a few people from Hempstead, like Granddaddy IU, A+ is also from Hempstead. We got a lot of people, man. Westbury, you got Dr. Dre. Not Dr. Dre from the West Coast, but you got Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, old school Dr. Dre. And Ed Lover, the talk show host. They from Westbury, man. You got Mims from Long Island. You got EPMD. But I'm getting too far. We got somebody on the check-in. Came on and said, I just want to say Jesus knows you and he's waiting for you. God bless. Thank you, my brother. For the kind words. I appreciate that and bless you too. We got another brother, Abraham, came on and said, what are you doing? Ain't nothing, Abraham, my brother. I'm chilling. I'm on my way to work. I gotta go catch a train, Long Island Railroad. It's gonna take me from my destination closer to work, my people. This guy crazy, son. What the hell is wrong with him? Why? Y'all saw that? He was literally driving on my side, son. Y'all saw that, yo? That's why at night is dangerous. Like, look at what I'm wearing. I'm wearing dark clothes. You literally can't see me. So I'm sure he wasn't trying to hit me. He probably just ain't even see me, yo. It's kind of crazy. But you got to protect yourself, man. Protect yourself at all times, my people. Protect yourself at all times. Yeah. And let me give you one more comedian from out here in Long Island. The great Jerry Seinfeld. So matter of fact, I put them 1A and 1B. Of course, Eddie Murphy is somebody that, I kind of grew up wanting to be like, watching 48 Hours. I thought he was hilarious. Watching, what's the name of that movie? Where he said, I want the knife. What's the name of that movie? Forgot the name of that movie he was in. But that movie was classic though, man, where he was, a demon was after him, yo. And they had like a knife that he had to try to get. The Golden Child, that's the name of it, The Golden Child. That was a ill-ass movie, son. He said, yeah, I like Freddie Mercury too. All right, shout out to Freddie Mercury. He's from I don't know if Freddie Mercury's from Long Island, but shout out to Freddie Mercury, man. I think I saw that movie. But yeah, I would put Eddie Murphy and Jerry Seinfeld as 1A and 1B for comedians on Long Island. Jerry Seinfeld is straight from Massapequa, I believe. Straight from Massapequa. And you got Eddie Murphy over here from Roosevelt. So for me, I remember Saturday Night Live where Eddie Murphy was on there. I used to have a tape of Saturday Night Live. And all his skits, they was hilarious, man. He said, have I heard of Laurel and Hardy? Hell yeah, man. You brought it way back, son. Of course, I represent Laurel and Hardy. I remember them. They was hilarious. What was they in? March of the Wooden Soldiers? Am I right? That was one of my favorite movies from back in the day. March of the Wooden Soldiers. That was a classic right there. But yeah, I know of Laurel and Hardy. Also know about Mr. Bean. Shout out to Mr. Bean. I used to watch the old school Mr. Beans. Old school Mr. Bean, yo. Funny, funny dude. I also like, what's my man name? Who is hilarious, yo. My mother didn't even like me watching his show. She said he was a pervert. What's his name? Ah, man, what's his name? Jesus Christ. I believe he's from out there, too. He said, very far related to Laurel. Shout out. All right, that's your family. That is your family. Shout out. You related to a legend. Laurel, shout out to you, man. Related to a legend. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up, man. Who is that? Oh, damn, man. What is it? Benny Hill. That's his name. Benny Hill. Benny Hill. I used to watch Benny Hill back in the day. My brother's like 7 years older than me. So we used to share a room back in the day. And he would be watching Benny Hill. And my mother used to be like, don't watch that with him in there. Because I was like 7 years old. And Benny Hill was real funny to me. Also, are they from Canada? The Boys in the Hole. Remember them cats? They might be from Canada. I don't know. I got to double check. But shout out to all of them people, man. Shout out to all of them people. But, all right, we done freestyling. It's time to get into the main point of this video and the main point of why we live today. And that is learning research, my people. Learning research. So if you guys look back at some of my lives, in which I did last week, we were discussing the origins of COVID. And it came into my head for Dr. Fauci. And prior to my research, I really, most definitely related to Dr. Fauci. I saw Dr. Fauci as a hardworking man put in a tough situation. And I didn't like how people were pushing political agendas in order to make this man look real bad when I don't personally believe that he's a bad guy. And I attacked Rand Paul based on this. And then I gave Rand Paul, his father, and his side another ear. And I'm like, okay, these guys may have a point. They may have a point. And their concerns are basically where our federal money is going. They also care about us funding dangerous research, and especially dangerous research in situations or labs or environments where these people have historically hidden data. They have historically not done the right thing. So I definitely, what's up, man? So I definitely understand that. Most definitely understand that. And I did attack Rand Paul. So I apologize for him. I definitely understood his position. But that made me to start doing my own research. And I got very far with this research. And I formed my own opinion about this research, right? Now, I look at peer-reviewed scientific papers on the topic. And the first thing that I learned while trying to discover the origins of this COVID thing that happened back in 2019, did some research. And, I started reading papers on my own. And one thing I did notice about it is that scientific papers that are peer-reviewed will give you the full story. They're gonna discuss all the options or the options that they see. They're gonna give you the strengths of their argument. They're gonna give you some of the ways in which their ideas can possibly be refuted. They're gonna tell you their methodology, the data that they have. They are going to discuss this data, and it's going to be very in-depth. And when I first started reading these scientific papers, the first thing I started noticing is that a lot of these terms are scientific terms. And you gotta, if you're not in the field, a lot of times you're gonna have to research some of this stuff on your own too. You understand what I'm saying? So, looking at these papers, I formed my opinion. And after that, I went on YouTube and started searching for videos And within the first couple of minutes, depending on how they started giving the information, I knew, okay, this site right here is on some BS. They driven by a political narrative. This site right here, they on some BS. And the best videos presented the other side of the argument. Then they presented the facts that they have to refute that other argument. So even if a site, in my opinion, came to the wrong conclusion, at least they shared their thinking in the way that they thought about it, and they attempted to answer the objection from the other side. So I tended to trust them. We got somebody on the check-in, my man, Drum Productions, 3242, said, "What's good, homie?" Ain't nothing, man. I'm just chilling. What up with you? Where you checking in from, my brother? Where you checking in from? You make beats? What type of beats you make, man? What type of beats you make if you do? We got 11 people in that check-in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If this is something that you're into. What is this? This ain't nothing special, my people. It's a cat walking him way to work, speaking about the happenings of the day. Yes, sir. So, again, you got to do your own research. I did my own research. Could definitely pick out when somebody had an agenda. Could definitely pick out when they're not presenting the other side of the argument. Now, we're going to speak about something else. We got somebody on the check-in said, "Gotta bounce. Peace out and stay safe." You too, my brother. Drum Productions. You also have a great day, man. Stay out of that drama, man. Don't get yourself into no unnecessary drama. It'll save you a lot of stress and a lot of strife in life, you dig? Yeah. So we back at it. You feel me? Back at it. So again, when you do your own research, you have a basic understanding of the topic. A lot of times, it'll let you know who BSing off top, and it'll let you know who's being honest off top. So we're talking about SARS-CoV-2, and I went on the government website, the government. Now this is an interesting thing, man. Interesting thing. You feel me? Like, interesting thing. I've been in this field and in this market for a long time, y'all. A long time. We talking back in, I began to get political, not so much political, but into certain spaces. And hip hop, as an institution, literally don't trust the government, yo. We really don't trust the government. You grew up in hip hop, especially in the 90s, in the late 80s. You grew a distrust for the government. You don't trust the data, That's just the way hip hop taught us, that black people contributed to America in certain ways, and it was never taught in our high school, never taught in our history books. So a lot of times, black people that was born up in hip hop during conscious rap, we got labeled hoteps. A lot of us are FBAs now. A lot of us are into those type of movements, but it started from the ground up, and it made sense because we had to go outside of school to learn our history and the true contributions that black people made to the system. So we had a distrust already for the system. Now it's so funny that I see the same people who grew up having a distrust for the system now all of a sudden trusting the system because they like Trump. Now, I'm not going to get over here and talk bad about no Trump. All I can say is that website that they got up discussing the origins of COVID is very lopsided and one-sided. So just thinking about war tactics and things like that, if I already know people are not going to trust anything that I say, then why go through if I know that people don't trust my word, I could tell the truth and people are not going to believe it. So that's why you got to go do your own research, man. And back to the website, the Gov, where they speaking about the whitehouse.gov, I believe the name of the website is. And they're speaking about the origins of COVID. Listen, man, that's very, very, very one-sided argument, y'all. They presented a real one-sided argument, y'all. You know what I mean? A real one-sided argument. They literally did not give you any of the facts that can refute the things that they're saying. So, to me, that signals distrust. I don't trust somebody right now when they start doing that. When they're giving me information that's one-sided and they're not telling me what can refute their argument, I start to now get real defensive when this person is starting to talk to me and they giving me information. You feel me? And now I'm as anti-government as it comes. You know, I ain't trust the stuff that Barack told me unless I verified it. I ain't trust the stuff that Bush was saying unless it was verified. I ain't trust the stuff that Biden said unless I could independently verify it. And I damn sure don't trust the stuff that Trump say when I can't independently verify it. And this is a situation where I'm seeing our government pushing a narrative that they've been already jumped on, right? Pushing this all the way from the start. And it's incomplete information, my people. And if you're basing your decisions based on this incomplete, biased information, you gonna be lost. You gonna be lost. You know what I mean? You're gonna be lost. So my boy Dave Pickles is back. He said, yo, what's up? What's poppin', Pickles? Straight from the UK, straight from the UK. Shout out to my brother, man. How you feeling? It's so funny that me and you had this conversation, man. A couple days ago, you was telling me about fish and chips. I saw a YouTube short with this woman. She was in America and she also was in Britain, I believe she was in. I forget where she was at, but she tested one of the best spots that they claim, or I wouldn't say best, but the most expensive, one of the most expensive places to get fish and chips from out there in Britain. And she was trying to rate it. Now, first, a lot of Americans, when we think fish and chips, we think about potato chips. Nah, they talk about French fries, these French fries type things out there, you know. And she said that she liked the fish. However, I guess she was going for shock value. She was saying that American fish and chips is better than fish and chips out there in the UK. But I doubt it, son. I doubt it. I definitely doubt it. You know what I mean? You can't really trust what a lot of these YouTubers be out here saying, man. You know? You cannot trust what a lot of these YouTubers be out here saying. But when I go out there, because I am going to go to England, man. I am going to go eventually. And I'm going to try the food. And I'm going to see it for myself, y'all. See it for myself. Somebody said, good. Thank you. What about you? Ain't nothing. Mr. Pickles, I'm chilling. You dig? But we got 4 minutes. I'd like to thank everybody for checking on. We about to get up. Oh, snap. Let me go back over here. I keep forgetting that they got pistachios, because y'all know I told y'all I eat the pistachios every day. The place I go to by my job, one of these pistachio bags costs $6, yo. You're going to pay $6 for them pistachios. But over here at 7-Eleven, they got a deal where the same bag, son, 2 for $5, man. 2 for $5. So I'm about to go over here and get these 2 for $5s, you feel me? I'm about to go out here and get these 2 for $5s. Thanks, everybody, for checking in. I love y'all. Peace out, my people. See y'all tomorrow.